Alright, hello you guys. I'm trying to find, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see me okay. Okay, I think we're good. So today we're going to be making some red velvet Oreo cheesecakes. I'm going to be making them into mini. And let me tune in so I can see some of your comments and I can interact a little bit with you guys. And let me tune in so I can see. Okay. So while we're waiting for a few people to come in, and I gotta watch my shirt, I didn't know it kind of went that low. I wanna first thank you guys. So if you guys don't know, I put it on my story that, okay, so if you guys don't know about how YouTube works, in order for me to add like ads into my videos and stuff, you just can't like monetize it right away. You have to have a certain amount of subscribers and you have to have a certain amount of watch hours. And when I started doing the lives, I was really far off hitting that goal. And yesterday I got an email from YouTube saying that I was able to reach, I had the 1,000 subscribers. So right now I'm close to almost 3,000 subscribers, and I needed 4,000 watch hours. 4,000 watch hours, and when I first checked, I was like, oh my gosh, that's gonna take me a very, very long time. But I want to thank you guys because you guys came through for me, and you guys been watching the lives, and you guys helped me reach that milestone super, super quick. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for just showing up and watching the replay. Interacting with me, and I don't know what's next with the YouTube thing and monetizing. I know that now I can insert ads, but I know that I don't get paid like that much money out of the ads. Like it's gonna be a while, but for me to reach that milestone where I can add ads, it's awesome. So thank you guys so much for that. And hi, how are you? And the second thing that I want to thank you guys for is, if you guys didn't see I made a post about my cousin making some custom cups. And the whole purpose, first of all, I did get her permission to post it. I did not just post it. I'm not the type of person. And it was kind of just education moment for you guys. You know, some of you guys struggle with pricing and putting yourself out there and charging people, especially if you're just a newbie and you're just trying to get out there and you do a lot of stuff for free. So that was my cousin. You know, I had asked her to make me some cups, and then when I asked her for the total, she didn't want to charge me. And yes, she is my cousin, but I know that she stayed up late at night to work on my cups. And she picked them up for me. She delivered for me. So I wanted to pay her, and she was just like, oh, well, I need to get, I want to be, I need to promote. And I'm like, it's okay to promote, but you need to get paid. You can't work for free. So anyways, so I made that post and I tagged her, but I did not tell you guys, like, go follow her. This is my cousin. I kind of just made it an educational purpose type of post. But you guys once again came through, and now she has all these orders. I see her stories, and now she's like, it looks like she's super busy. And she has a bunch of followers now, thanks to you guys. So thank you guys. And this is the cup she made for me. It has some caramel apples on it, and it has caramel apple queen on it. So super, super cute cups. And I'll show you guys the other one that she made for me later on when I don't have it here with me, okay? Okay, and the last thing that I'm going to say before we get started is, if you guys didn't watch my stories yesterday, I recorded my mom on my stories making some albondiga soup, and you guys seem to really, really like that kind of stuff. And you guys asked me, why don't you save it to YouTube? My mom is honestly super shy. She has made a live with me making champurrado once, and that was on Facebook, and you can still find it on Facebook from last year. So little by little, I'll start including that type of stuff in my stories, and then hopefully I can start bringing her in on my YouTube lives, and we can do some cooking stuff. And some of you guys suggested, why don't you do another channel for just your mom? She's not ready for that step yet, but I know that you guys wouldn't mind here and there inserting some cooking video. I don't know how to cook, okay? I suck at cooking, but now I have that albondiga soup saved on my highlights, so I can watch it whenever I want to make albondiga soup. But thank you guys so much for all just the interaction with yesterday. She was loving. I was telling her everything you guys were telling me. She just, I can tell she enjoyed it. So hope to do more of those. Okay, so we're going to get started. So first we're gonna be working. So we're doing two separate batches. We're doing a red velvet cake mix recipe, and then we're doing our cheesecake batter. Okay, so we're not doing a crust. These are mini cheesecakes, but they don't have a bottom crust. If you want to do the crust, then by all means go for it. These are just cheesecake and the red velvet and some Oreos on top, but they don't have an actual crust. Okay, so we're not gonna do a crust. So we're gonna start with our cheesecake. Okay, so let me bring it over here. Okay, so the recipe, I did post it already last night in my story on Facebook and Instagram. If you guys didn't see that, it should still be there, and I will post the recipe under the video once I'm done. So if you guys do have the recipe, I don't know if some of you guys are going to follow along or not. We're gonna do it later on. I don't want to confuse you guys, and I really fought against my own thoughts, and I was like, didn't I just do the full recipe? But you guys, I did some yesterday, and to make a whole batch, I'm gonna end up with so many that I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't have that many in my house, and I'm super busy to be selling them, so on, so on. So this recipe that I'm going to make right here, I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay, so only for my cheesecake batter. Okay, so don't get confused with the recipe that you're going to see or you already saw. I'm just cutting it in half because I don't want so much of it. Okay, so it's gonna be 2 cream cheese, 2 8-ounce softened up. So these are softened up, and this is our cheesecake batter, like I said. Okay, so I'm gonna be using my Dandy stand mixer. If you guys don't have one, use your hand mixer. Definitely can use it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in. Okay, so if you're doing the full recipe, then it would be 4 right now, right? So I'm just doing 2. Okay, so I'm gonna cream that up, and it's gonna call for half a cup of sugar. If you're doing the whole one, you're gonna need a whole 1 cup. But like I said, we're cutting it in half. Okay, so if your cream cheese is already softened up, this process right here shouldn't take you long. If you're using cold, you're gonna have a lot of just lumps and just hard stuff that it's gonna be hard for you to mix. So that's why it's you want to use softened up cream cheese. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. Okay. Now that I'm gonna have a Dandy spatula with me, and I'm just gonna kind of help it, and I'm gonna pour in my sugar. So this is half a cup that I have here, and I'm gonna add my vanilla. If you guys have a special cheesecake recipe that is yours that you guys love, then by all means use it. This is just a classic cheesecake recipe. It's just a classic one. So I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So a teaspoon of vanilla. Hello everyone, hi. And then I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Okay, so a pinch of salt, and then I'm going to cream that up. Drop some water on this corner here. Okay, so all we're looking for is just a creamy texture. That's all we're looking for. You don't want any lumps or any just hard cream cheese in it because once you bake it, it's not gonna go away. That lump is gonna remain even after you bake it. So make sure that your cream cheese batter is super creamy. All right. So mix that in, and then I'm gonna help it around the edges. And right now it's super, super creamy. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of sour cream. And my sour cream, I never ever measure it. I did put measurements in the ingredient list because I know you guys like measurements. So I tried my best to measure it out for you, but honestly, I never measure my sour cream. So I only have 2 cream cheese in here once again, so don't get confused. I'm cutting my recipe in half. So I'm just gonna add like two spoons of it. Okay, and sour cream is optional. If you don't like sour cream and if you think it's disgusting, then don't add it. You can leave it out, no problem. But I add sour cream into everything. Okay, so mixed it in, and then okay. So now we're gonna do my 2 eggs. So I'm doing 2 eggs. Hi, welcome. So I'm gonna crack them in a separate bowl like always. Well, not like always. Sometimes I don't do this, but I always regret it once I don't do it, because then I'm in like, there's a shell in there. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then I'm gonna add my 2 eggs in here. Okay. I'm gonna save this bowl because we're gonna use it for the cake. And all you're looking for here is for the eggs, the yellow stuff just to disappear. And then after that, that's it. You don't want to overmix it. Hi. Okay. So that's it. And that is super duper easy stuff, right? Not hard. And this is going to be our cheesecake batter. Alright, I'm trying to make sure that everything got incorporated. Okay. Okay, Emma, here. Can you put this in the sink for me? Okay, so Emma, it's just cheesecake batter. It's raw though. She's already licking the blade. Okay, so I have my cheesecake batter like I once again. Okay. I almost dropped the entire thing, but thank God I didn't. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Clean my shirt. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this to the side. We are going to use it once again. Alright. Okay, so we're going to talk about our cupcake pans. Okay, so I introduced you guys to this little silicone cupcake pan when we did, what did we do in these, you guys? I forgot. I taught a class using this, and then I reused them again. I don't know for what exactly right now. I totally forgot. But I want you guys to, for those that did order them and have them in hand, you guys can use it for this recipe. So I'm going to show you both ways because I know some of you guys don't have these and don't. The pumpkin flan. Thank you. Thank you to Briseida. Never heard that name. That's a pretty name. Yes, the pumpkin flan. We made them here. So if you guys do have them, reuse them so you guys can put them to work. If you don't have, Emma, yeah. I might need a favor. I need cupcake liners. I totally forgot to grab them. You know cupcake? Yeah. Go check over there on my other baking rack. I don't know if she's gonna be able to find them. Okay. No, it doesn't matter what color. You can use a regular cupcake pan and just put liners in it. So she brought me blue, so we're just gonna do blue. I'm like double thinking, do I really? I'm like, what am I gonna use these for? Can I use them? Can I reuse them for something else? Emma, I'm sorry. I know I said it doesn't matter, but can you see if you can find me some like red ones or green ones? Yeah. I have a Christmas party this Saturday. It's for my family, and I'm like, maybe I can reuse them for that because I'm gonna have a lot of leftover. Hi, Lani, my daughter and I love your live streams. Thank you, Jan Rivera. Hi. Hi, Thea. Hi, Joshua. How are you? Hello, Emma. It's me, Valerie. Valerie's in here, Emma. She's saying hi. Okay, so while she's getting me the cookie liners, I'm gonna go into this right here. This one. No. Okay. If not, I'm gonna have to go get some. But where's my? Hold on, you guys. I had a 1/3 cup here somewhere because I was gonna use it, and I know I brought it. Oh, yes, thank you. Okay, so this is 1/3. I know it's probably backwards for you guys. I'm not sure if it is or not. Okay, so we're gonna fill this up, literally, almost halfway. Okay, almost halfway. Don't put it to the top because then you're not gonna have room for your red velvet. So just do a little bit, like almost halfway. That's fine. That's fine. She got me these, and I think these are perfect. They're kind of like candy cane. They're supposed to be circus theme, I think. But I'm gonna use them for. They look like Christmassy, no? Yeah. So I'm gonna use these. Okay, thank you, Emma. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some, and if you want to use a spoon, a Ziploc bag, then by all means go for it. I'm just gonna use this. This is what I'm used to. So I did fill it up to the top, but I'm gonna fill 2 of them with this. Okay. So I'm gonna do one here. Okay, don't do what I just did. I did do 2. But I forgot important step. Who wants to guess what I forgot to do? Emma.
Forgot to put the spray thing?
Emma says that I forgot to put the spray. She is correct. Ding, 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 ding. You are so smart, Emma. You have to spray this, okay? Every time you use this, make sure you spray it or else it's not going to come out. I mean, I think it will, but just to be for sure, make sure you spray it very well with non-stick spray. So I can let you guys know how these come out, but I'm going to spray. And I'm going to spray it down because obviously I can't lift it up no more. So I'm going to spray it here. And I am only going to get probably about 18. So I'm going to do 9 here and then I'll do 9 in the cupcake pan, okay? So make sure you spray it, okay? Make sure you spray it. So I'm going to do about there. It's a little but under half. A little bit under. Okay? So I'm going to keep going.
1.
And my mom is cooking, so you guys hear like spoons and stuff like that. It's because my mom is cooking, and literally my stand is above. It's actually on the stove itself. So if you guys hear weird noises, that's my mom, and she's laughing. Okay, so that's that. See right there? Okay. Don't overfill them. You want space for your red velvet. So now I'm going to put these in my freezer. The only reason I'm putting them in the freezer is because I kind of want the red velvet not to sink in completely. So I want my cheesecake layer to have a little bit of a firm layer on top, like a little bit. So I'm going to put it in my freezer while I'm doing the red velvet cake mix. Okay, so this is going to go in my freezer. And another important thing that I should have told you guys is that when you guys, I had told you before, but let me tell you again. When you use these silicone ones, you want to have a sheet under you, because you know it's flimsy. It's not super firm. So having a cookie sheet is going to help you transport them back and forth. So make sure you get one. Don't do what I'm doing, because it's just going to go everywhere and it's going to be like this. Okay. So me wrong. The red velvet is still gonna sink in a little bit, but not as much if we didn't do this part. So now I'm gonna use my regular cupcake pan, and I'm gonna do 9 in here. Once again, to make myself clear, for those that are coming in late, I cut the cheesecake batter recipe in half, okay? So don't get confused. If you do a full one, you get literally like 36 to 45 of these, and I already did a batch yesterday, so that to have all of those cheesecakes is a lot. So that's why I cut it in half. Okay. So I'm gonna keep going here, and these I'm not gonna spray. I'm literally just going to pour it in here the same way. Okay. And gonna move it along. And I do have some made from yesterday, so I'll show you guys how they look once we are done here, which we're almost done. The cake mix is super duper easy. Literally it's just mixing the ingredients together. Okay, so I got about 18 of them. If I really scrape, I can probably get one more, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to set this to the side, and then this one I wasn't gonna put it in the freezer, but I want to show you guys, I guess, both using the pan and the silicone one. It's kind of the same thing though. I'm putting it in the freezer on this one because right here I don't have no more space. Okay, so now we're gonna mix in we're gonna do our red velvet. So I am gonna be using Duncan Hines, and obviously I can't cut this recipe in half because I just can't. So I'm gonna have a lot of red velvet batter left over, but I'm gonna make some cupcakes with it, So if you guys want to do that, you'll get 18 mini cheesecakes, and then you'll have left over to do at least 12 red velvet cupcakes. If you're trying to do all cheesecakes, then doubling the cheesecake batter will give you, like I said, 36 to 45 mini red velvet ones. Okay, so I'm going to use Duncan Hines. Duncan Hines seems to be a little bit more moist than Betty Crocker. So I'm going to dump the red velvet in here. If you guys have a from scratch recipe, then by all means use it. If you have other ways of doctoring up your cake mixes, do it. If you want to switch out, if you don't like red velvet and you want to do vanilla, strawberry, carrot, banana, chocolate, and switch it around, this recipe will work exactly the same way. So you can, if you don't like red velvet, you can just switch it. Red velvet is known to go with cheesecake, so that's why I did it. But we have made it with chocolate, and we love chocolate in this house, so we like it. Okay, hello, hi. All right, so we're going to, this is a small box of chocolate instant pudding. You guys didn't know red velvet has cocoa powder in it, so this is just gonna give it more of a chocolate taste. And it's gonna make it a little bit more thicker and creamier, and just moist. So this is a small box of chocolate instant pudding. If you don't want to add it, you can leave it out. Okay, so I'm gonna add this whole thing. All right, and then I'm gonna add some vegetable oil. I'm going to do half a cup of vegetable oil, and this is literally just regular vegetable oil from Walmart. So half a cup. And I know the recipe calls for something else, I think. Let me check what it calls for. Honestly, I always do half a cup. I kind of never pay attention to the box. It says here you need 1/3 cup, but I'm doing half a cup. Okay? And then we're going to need 1 cup of water. If you want to switch it for milk, even better. I'm using water, but you can use milk instead of water. It's calling for 3 eggs. So I'm going to crack them in here. Okay. So we have 3 eggs. Once again, if you add 4 eggs, by all means go for it. Other people add 4 eggs instead of 3. I'm just adding 3, but you can definitely add an extra egg. And the last thing is I add sour cream into it. Okay, once again, if you are not a sour cream lover and you don't want to add sour cream, you don't have to. Okay, so sour cream makes it even more creamier. So once again, I don't measure it. I just kind of, I'm going to do 2 spoons of it. Alright, and that's it. That's all that goes into here. And I'm going to use, once again, my stand mixer. If you don't have one, you can even do it by hand with a whisk. Alright, so I'm going to put it in. Start on low, and the box says usually 2 minutes. So I like to just wait till it gets creamier. Alright. We're going to let that mix, and while that's mixing, I'm going to grab my Oreos. So these are Oreos in a Ziploc bag. Okay, I have about 16 of them in here. This should be enough to cover my 18 cheesecakes that I'm making today. If you're doing a full recipe, then you're going to need more Oreos, probably 25 to 30 Oreos, depending on how much you want to add. So I'm going to be using my cake scraper to smash them. You kind of want, I like to have some crunch. When I eat cheesecake, I like to have just some type of texture in there. I like pecans with caramel. Strawberry, I like it, but I just wish it had like some crunch in it. So I like to leave my Oreos more on the coarse side, not super fine. I want to feel those Oreos in my mouth. So I'm going to use this. If you don't have one of these, you can use a hammer, you can use your processor, your food processor, a rolling pin, but I'm going to use this. It works. So I'm literally just going in there and just do this. And it really just helps out with it. Alright, so there's our Oreos. This is the perfect texture for me. There's big pieces. They're not super tiny. Okay. So I'm gonna check on this. You don't want to over mix your cake batter because then it'll come out super dry on you, even with the extra stuff we put on. So make sure that you don't over mix it. So I'm gonna go in there and it's pretty much done. Okay, and then I'll show you guys right now the consistency. Emma, you want to put this in the sink for me? You can lick it if you want. I know. She can get sick, but it's what she does. She's been doing this since she was born. Okay, so I'm going to scrape the sides. And it is super, thick. Okay. It's not super runny. You guys see that? Kind of like a brownie texture. Not so thick, but it's there. It's thick because of the chocolate pudding we put in. But, okay. So, alright. This is done. Now I'm going to bring my brownie. my brownie. my pans out from the freezer. Let me get trying to get a cookie sheet out of here. Hold on, you guys. Okay. Have them out. I'm gonna use a spoon. I know where I left it. Alright, so I'm gonna use a spoon to just put in some cake batter. You're going to, your instinct is gonna tell you to like make it look even and pretty and kind of fill it up to the top. You don't want to fill it up all the way to the top because cheesecake doesn't really rise that much. It does puffy up a little bit, and your cake definitely rises up. But because we're only gonna put a little bit, because we're only going to put a little bit, it's not gonna puff up like the actual cupcake. It's not gonna do that. It is going to puff up though, so you want to leave room for it to rise. Okay, so I'm gonna literally just grab that much, and I'm literally gonna dump it in there. Okay, so I'm only doing 1 spoon, and this is kind of like a medium-sized spoon, not super big. And I'm just gonna dump it in there, and I'm gonna show you guys right now how much room it still has left for it to kind of rise up. So literally, I'm not measuring, just doing this. Alright. Mom, ¿me pasas al otro que metí ahí, please?
What?
In the freezer. Okay, so we have that. You guys see, they still have space for it to rise a little bit. Okay, they're not super filled all the way to the top. This one kind of looks like it's filled up, but it still has room. Like, it still has room to kind of puff up. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a butter knife. Okay, I'm gonna use a butter knife, and I'm gently gonna kind of do a swirl. I kind of want more of my cheesecake batter to stay on the bottom, so I just want to softly kind of do a swirl, but softly, like just not so much. You're not going in there, just softly, just to kind of give it a little bit of a swirl, but not so much. Just for the top to kind of look like it's not just a blob, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of has a little bit of a swirl going on top. But just the top. I don't want the bottom to get, like, all this red velvet. Okay. Alright. They look like that. Hi, Adrisel. How are you? Okay. And then I'm going to grab some Oreos. And like I said, I like some crunchiness. So I'm going to hook them up with some Oreos. I'm not going to be stingy with them. I'm going to add like a good amount of Oreos in there. Alright. And then with the cupcake pan, you're going to do the exact same thing that I just did here. Literally the same exact thing. There is no changing it up because we're using cupcake wrappers or anything like that. It's literally the same thing. Okay, and if you want to mix in the Oreos with the red velvet batter, the cheesecake batter, go for it. I like for them to stay on top so I can feel that crunchiness, because I feel once they're baked like inside, it kind of loses that texture, and I want the crunchiness. Like, I want it. Okay, so they look like this. And now they look like they're like literally to the top, but they shouldn't overflow. If you have a big old mess, you overfill them. So just be a little bit more stingy with how much you're adding. You just want a little bit of space for it to kind of rise. But like I said, you guys saw we only added 1 spoon of the red velvet. So it's not going to puff up like a whole lot, but it is going to rise, okay? So I'm not gonna do that all over again because I feel like it's boring. Like, but literally, I'll do one just to show you guys. It's literally the exact same thing. Okay, I'm gonna do a spoon of it. Put it in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my knife. Do a little bit of a swirl. And then I'm gonna grab some Oreos and put them on top. Okay, now it looks like this. Okay. Okay, so now you're gonna bake them. You're going to bake them at 350 for, once again, it always depends on your oven. Mine took 25 minutes. Okay, so I suggest if you guys have made cupcakes before, start at the time your cupcakes are done. So my cupcakes at my house, in my oven, they take 22 minutes to bake. When I make like regular cupcakes, they take about 22 minutes to bake. Okay, my mini cheesecakes take approximately 25 minutes. So you don't want to over bake them, because if you over bake them, you'll change the texture of the cheesecake. The red velvet is gonna come out dry. So you don't want to over bake them. Definitely, you don't want to under bake them. But I suggest if you have made cupcakes before, start with that. Your starting point will be how long do your cupcakes take, and then think about if you have made mini cheesecakes before, how long do those take for you, and then just start from there. If you have never ever made any of this stuff, mini cupcakes or cheesecakes before, I suggest starting at, some of you guys, your cupcakes bake at 15 minutes, so I would check at 15 minutes, okay? And then add, if it's really raw, like if it's really like, nope, you're gonna be able to feel it once you check it, touch it, and if your red velvet feels bready, you feel it and it feels like bread, it's pretty much done, okay? But something to keep in mind is that we made our red velvet super, super moist. It's probably packages. Made our red velvet cake mix super moist, so it's gonna look a little bit shiny. It's gonna look a little bit just moist. It's gonna look moist, so it's gonna have that shininess to it because it's a moist mixture that we made. Okay, so let me bring them out so you guys can see them. And we already ate some. And then I have some in regular cupcake containers. Okay, so let me pop one out and... Mama, ¿me pasas un plato chiquito?
¿Plano o hondo?
No hondo.
¿Hondo?
No. Alright, so... You guys see there's more, my cheesecake is here and kind of like the red of it, it's in the middle, it's going to be in the middle. Está bien. It's going to be in the middle. But I wanted the cheesecake batter to like really like to have more of a visual than the red velvet. So let me get a knife. I'm going to wipe this one. Alright, and batter is there, and then there's no outside. It looks more, it's just in the center of it, okay? And my Oreos, I'm going to taste one. We already ate a lot of them. My mom loved them. Anthony already ate like a whole lot of them. He says they're so good. We're cheesecake lovers, so definitely this is a go-to. They have been more than a day already in the fridge. So I'm going to taste it because I want to see the Oreo, if there's to have a crunch to them. They're super creamy. You can taste the Oreos. I feel like the Oreos did lose a little bit of the crunchiness from yesterday. Yesterday they were like super crunchy. Right now they're kind of a little bit on the moist side already. But it's really good. They're super creamy. Like they're just melting in your mouth. Okay. So something that I do want to tell you guys about. Let me take out one of these. Some of them, I'm trying to check them because some of them I just made cupcakes. Like this one is just a cupcake with Oreos. Okay, but I'm trying to see if Anthony left me any with cheesecake batter because he's been eating them all. These are cupcakes. I don't know if I'm going to have any. Oh, there's one here. Okay, so something that, and I did see your question about how much to charge for them, and I am seeing your question, Yvette, about do they need a water bath? No. I did not bake them with a water bath. Cheesecakes, usually you have to do a water bath, but I wanted to keep them super easy. And water bath, it's a whole other, like, you know. These cheeses are super easy to make, and they still have that creaminess. You don't have to worry about cracks or anything like that. Because of the batter on top of the red velvet just hides everything. Like you can't see none, like they cracked or anything like that. Okay, so something that I did want to tell you guys that I did observe, and I know I'm gonna get to the pricing question. Well, it kind of relates to this. Some of these stuff that I make, you guys, these red velvet cheesecake I had made long time ago, and I did sell them, but it was like just like a one-time sell type of stuff. And then I remembered about them, so I'm like, I'm going to try them out, so on, so on. So this time I baked them in these, and then I baked them in the cupcake pan. So what I liked about the cupcake pan, these, see how it stays like, you know, you guys can see, right? Like it's just cheesecake, right? Like, you see how it came out, right? So what I noticed when I was peeling these out, I don't know why, I don't have the years of experience. I have years of experience making cheesecakes, but never cake and cheesecakes together, like kind of just baking it all together at once. So I don't have the answer to why it did this or why it didn't come out the way I wanted it to, like these. But these have a lot of hollow in it, and they don't come out super, like they have a lot of like, look at, I mean, they still taste good, but they have hollow, like, ends, like, where it's not, like, I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but look at, I don't know if it was because maybe I overbaked them. I don't think I overbaked them because I did the same exact time. I'm trying to see if I have another one. I think this is another one. But see, like, when I pull it off, like, that one kind of stayed. Like, this one's pretty good. But see right there? That's, like, hollow. Like, it's a hollow. Maybe I didn't put enough cheesecake batter. That all came out like that. So if I compare, like, and I know my hands are all over the place. This is not for anyone, like, honestly. If I compare, like, these to this, like, see? These look a bit nicer. But if you guys have any suggestions of why that happened, my mom thinks that because these are wider, like they have that wide, like they kind of spread out, they kind of like go like this, and then these are more like kind of a little bit more taller, a little bit more narrow. So she thinks maybe that's why. But if you guys have any suggestions, let us know. But my son has been eating them. He doesn't care that it's hollow. He doesn't care that it looks, you know, not the same, not the prettiest. I know we do. But I'm telling you about customers that are going to eat them. They don't care. Like, the taste is still there. The taste still tastes the same. It's just that the look of it is not the same. But if I do plan to sell them, I won't be, like, taking them out of the cupcake liners. I'll leave them in the cupcake liners. And people will eat them like that. These, you can definitely, if you want to use yours and want to sell it, you can use a bakery box, use cupcake liners, kind of open them up, and just set them down like that, and then put them in a box. because right here they won't fit. Like in a cupcake, like they'll fit, but it's a super like tight. It doesn't look like it goes there. Okay. Okay, so pricing. I haven't sold these. I sold them long time ago when I used to be like super cheap. But let me think. They have regular cheesecake. They have red velvet cake, and they have Oreos on top. Okay, so my regular like mini cheesecakes, like with one topping, regular mini, they go for $30 the dozen. Okay, so definitely these are more ingredients, a little bit more work because I still have to do the cake batter, so on, so on. So I would start them off at $3 a piece. That's just me though. Okay, you guys wanted my opinion. A veces no me gusta darles alas because I'm either gonna get judged because I'm super cheap or get judged because soy bien carera. But you guys asked, and if I can help in some, at least trying to like lead you in the right direction. Definitely more than $2 a piece, because honestly they're super good and they're just really good. Okay, all right, so that was it for today, you guys. Next week, I can't believe it's almost Christmas. Honestly, Emma keeps track of her calendar. She has like all these like crosses going on, and every day she reminds me that we're closer to Christmas, and I'm like, Emma, stop reminding me. I was thinking 3 anyways. Okay, good. So yeah, so next week I have a really busy week. I have a lot of orders for Christmas and stuff, so I'm gonna make it work. I don't know when I will show up, if Thursday or Friday or Wednesday, I don't know, but I'll see you guys next week. I don't know what we're gonna be making, but I hope you guys give these a try. Like I said, sometimes I make it look like it's kind of difficult because I mess up or I talk a lot, but they're super easy. Yesterday when I did them, honestly, it took me like, I made them fast. So it's not a lot of work. It's not complicated. So hopefully you guys can give them a try. And tag me in your pictures if you guys do, or send me pictures if you don't want to upload them. I'm trying to find my little ladder because I don't reach. But oh, it's right here. Okay, you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys next week. And I'll see you guys in my story. I'll see you guys on my Instagram. All right. The silicone cupcake mold is so cute. I know, I like it. I do like it, so I'm trying to use it for everything because I don't like to, well, yeah, I was going to say I don't like to buy stuff that I'm only going to use once, but I've done it plenty of times. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, no, I didn't mention it. Sorry, Lucia. Thank you. I didn't mention it, so thank you for asking. I thought you guys, everyone knew where I got them from. I got these off Amazon. They're about $7. And they have, I just chose the pink one, but I think they have a red one. Just make sure you're choosing like regular cupcake pans. They do have one that has a set where it is regular and mini ones of this color, or red, I think. So I got these off Amazon. Just search up, I'll leave a link in the description. But if you want to go on Amazon and search for it, just search silicone cupcake mold. But I'll leave the link and the description in this video. I have a hard time saying that. I'm just, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give a thumbs up. I gotta start saying that though. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.